What's up, everyone? Welcome back here for another recap video. Today we are finishing in the green. We are up 200 bucks. Small green day, but it's all good. I made back most of my loss yesterday from MLGO and SOBR. Today we had a few other stocks, NVVE and ASNS. We also had, I traded a bunch of stocks today, but mostly dialed in on NVVE to the best of my ability, but it was definitely challenging. It was very, very challenging. I was able to get some small profits on the front side move, but trying to trade the consolidation and the continuation move was very, very tough. The price action was not, in my opinion, it was a little choppy, a little jerky, not very smooth price action, and I couldn't really compound my gains like I can on very smooth trading stocks. We did have another attempt midday for a breakout here on NVVE. We had a nice halt up. I started to get involved here. I did have a small winner, and then I was ready. I was ready for the 1 minute pullback and then the retest of the high and for a breakout, but we just did not have that strength. To break through 173, and I ended up giving back a little bit of profits in here. I think I was up the high of like 250, gave back about 50 bucks. So all in all, small day. I thought it would be a hotter day after seeing MLGO, but I didn't. Today wasn't that hot, in my opinion. It wasn't that hot. There was a lot of stocks moving, but there was no one stock that was really taking center stage. I feel like everyone's attention was kind of spread too thin, and that maybe caused no stock to really make a nice move. We had lots of round trip trades. XTIA. What I mean by round trip is straight up and straight down. This is exactly what I got. And even pre-market, I was saying, I was like, oh, we're gonna find a bottom here, but you never know. We could just fade for the rest of the day, and heck, that's what we got. That is what we got. I was joking too. I didn't really think that this would actually do this, but of course you got to be ready for anything. It looked so beautiful pre-market here. I thought we would really find a base and then start to curl, but this thing was so weak. That's so weak. ASNS was the winner pre-market from 45 cents up to 6.39. So crazy move, crazy overnight gap. We don't usually see this every day. This was from close to high, it was 1,300%. So we certainly don't see that every day. So that's why I thought it would be another hot day, but we didn't really see anything good. I mean, NVVE was okay, but it's tough to trade. It only went 150% compared to these moves. This went over 1,000%. MLGO went 800%. Today we didn't really have a stock that went like a good 300, 400, 500%. But that's okay. That's okay. Maybe attention was spread too thin, like I was saying. But maybe tomorrow we'll have a little bit more concentrated attention on one single stock. But yeah, ASNS out of the gates dumping. I thought this would be potential. But we're opening up 800%. What are you gonna think? We're up 800%. I'm sure a lot of traders are thinking, how high is this gonna go? Like, how high is this gonna go? We just put in the top there at 639 for a 1,200% move. Is this thing gonna go another 100% from here, 200%, 300% from here after already giving back $2.39 off the top, which is what, 38%. So we're coming into the open 40% off the high. It's already showing that maybe the shorts are in a little bit of a bigger control by pushing this lower and lower from the pre-market high. The reason why it's different than MLGO is because ASNS is already up 800% versus MLGO pre-market was only up 150%, I think. So, someone was saying in the live stream was like, oh, I think ASNS looks similar to MLGO. Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, they're both huge moves, but relatively speaking, in the pre-market chart, MLGO was only up 180% versus ASNS is up 800%. When you're up 800%, 1,000%, it starts to become an overextended gap up short. That's probably what the shorts were thinking. That's probably what the shorts were thinking coming into today, seeing ASNS, the overextended gap up short. Because we don't see stocks like this. You know, how much higher is this going to go? You know, maybe we go up. You know, for it to squeeze out these levels, you'd have to have bulls that are very, very confident. How many bulls are going to be confident buying a stock that's already opening up 1,000% overnight? Probably not a lot. But we did have a little bit of shakeout here on the short side. The shorts definitely were tested. We were seeing tests of 455. So any shorts in this area, they definitely were on the ropes for a brief period of time. But it seemed like they had control of the stock for the most part. We did have a nice extended dip buy. So this thing dumped from $4 all the way down to $2.20. $2.20. Massive rubber band effect. This is our rubber band effect, double bottom here at what is it, 220, 215, and then very nice bounce, very beautiful bounce up to $4.20. And like I was saying pre-market, we're going to see a lot of halts on ASNS because we closed under 75 cents. Whenever we close under 75 cents the previous day, it's always going to be a 15 cent halt band to the upside, 15 cent halt band to the downside. So the range is restricted to 30 cents the entire day. So that definitely limits the range on the stock. And I know a lot of traders, just because of that, they didn't trade ASNS at all, including me. I didn't trade it at all. I think at the open, I took like one dip. Maybe would see it at the opening surge, but once I saw we pinning to the halt down, I was like, that's it, I'm done. Because every time I take a dip on tight halt bands and I get caught in a halt down, it's pretty much the end of my day. And it would have been the end of my day because this thing halted down at 350. If I was stuck, we opened up at 305. I would have been a 45 cent loss. This would have been a 15% loser. So dips and halt downs are my kryptonite. So I did avoid ASNS because of that reason. And you know, everyone's gonna have their own little weakness or price action that they're not good at. You know, it's different for everyone. Maybe large spreads for some people. Maybe it's penny stocks for some reason. Maybe it's trading around these very tight halt bands for me in my case. Everyone's going to have their weakness. The best thing you're going to have to do is just be aware of it and minimize your risk because, you know, there's always going to be a stock coming around the corner that is going to be more suitable. You know, you can always wait for the next stock. You can wait for the next opportunity. It'll always come. So I didn't force it on ASNS trying to get green on this one just because of these halt bands. But it did have a news catalyst. So this morning, the news was trading higher on orders for cyber-hardened network technology to deploy at 3 U.S. military bases. Pretty decent catalyst. But then it looks like we did have warrants that were exercised for $3 million in gross proceeds. So $3 million agreement to exercise a certain outstanding warrants purchase up to 999,000 shares of common stock. So it looks like it issued warrants. So I don't know the details as far as when this can be exercised. Now it's just exercise of warrants. Let's see here. So the exercise price of $2.75. So if the stock is over $2.75, then they can exercise it. If it's below, then they cannot. Or I guess they can, but they would be taking a loss. But yeah, ASNS kind of let that one alone. But NVVE was the one. I didn't really think this one would be the one, but it ended up being the only kind of move that we got. Decent move. Somebody in the pre-market pump was talking about NVVE, and I kind of wrote it off because of the low volume, but good job for him, man. He called this one out pre-market. I started getting involved here for the break of 1 up to the pre-market high, and then the halt resumption trade, and then this area as well, attempting for the halt resumption dip and rip, which was tough to time, and then just got chopped around in here. We can take a look here at the archive. The full archive is already uploaded on MMU for those of you who are subscribed to the live trading archives. If you guys aren't, you guys can check that out in the link in the description. But that is already uploaded. But I will showcase a little bit here of NVVE and how I traded it. I was trading with Dash Trader because it seems to be working again. There's still that issue with Dash Trader still thinking that you're in the trade when you're not. So this is all not accurate. But I do have a separate window showing me if I'm in the trade in Thinkorswim. That is the window that I use. I do not use this window. I don't really pay attention to it. But back with trading DAS, I feel so much better trading with DAS. For some reason, I just feel better. So here we go. Break back over $1. There's a nice scalp there. I got in at 99 at 103. Pretty decent trade there. I feel like I'm ready to start sizing. 2K shares there at 106. Selling at 107, so only a small trade there. 1 minute pullback. Are we going to hold 107 out at 109? Okay, not too bad there. Only at 74 bucks, but 1 minute's making a new high. Are we going to get it? Are we going to get it here? Looks like we're struggling. Kind of chopping around here, churning shares. One thing that came into a big problem on this stock was the halt band. The halt band was limiting the momentum on the stock because I feel like a lot of the market makers, even though the stock was strong, the market makers were not allowing it to halt up. I feel like the market makers, or just any big trader, maybe some hedge fund or bank who was trading this, or it could have been the market maker, they pinned it to the halt level and just kept pulling back until the halt level got extended, and then it would push up higher. And it would pin to the halt level, pull back, wait for the halt level to extend, and then push it even higher. But it would never actually halt, which made it really tough to scalp. Really, really tough to scalp. So we're finally getting pinned to the halt level here. Looks like I'm trying to get in for the halt, but I canceled the order. Let's see, NVVE. Did I take any trades there? Waiting for the dip and the rip trade. It wasn't really a dip, but that would have worked. That would have worked. So here's the halt resumption trade. You could have either done the dip wasn't really like a dip, but there's our little push there, and then here's our little dip. Boom, that was it. From 126 to 121, you need to be in there for the push up to 130. So missed that one. And what happens next here? What happens next? Okay, looks like I had a little trade there. What happened here? Okay, so it looks like we got a dip back down to low 120s. I jumped in there at 123, out at 127. That was my trade there. Back into the halt level. Oh, MLGO was a mess. This was an absolute mess. I was like, you know what? I'll trade it with 25 shares. I mean, this thing's halted up. We resume. I'm looking for the dip and the rip. The dip and the rip. I'm just trading with 25 shares. I just buy. It just dumps. Just completely just dumps. That was a 40-cent loss right there. Thank God I'm on small size. I take the dip again. I'm like, all right, we found the low. I'm in at 821, and then we get pinned to the halt level. Oh man, this is embarrassing. Then I lost another 30 cents there, so probably a total of 60 cents. So good thing that wasn't 1,000 shares. That would have been 600 bucks. I only used 25 shares just to kind of be like, what the hell? Maybe we'll catch a big $1 a share or something like that. But MFI, I tried MFI. That one didn't really work. Kind of just testing stocks out here. I was looking for the 1 minute candle make a new high and push up to VWAP here, but it didn't work out. Okay, so here's the resumption. Okay, let's see here. Okay, there's your dip. In this case, I was trading on Thinkorswim orders up here, so Let's see where I got filled. Stupid fills, man. Stupid, stupid, stupid. All right, down here. All right, there I am. I should be getting filled at, it says on the ask, 123. Let's see where I get filled. Ah, it's actually a pretty damn good fill there. I got filled at 121. 121, not too bad. Okay, let's see. Get out at, it's not bad. I was a 7-cent trade. I only used 250 shares though. Ugh, embarrassingly small there. Back up in at 131, out at 135, so not too bad. Not too bad. 131 to 135 is 4 cents, so I'm about 10 cents in those two trades. Not too bad. 1,500 shares, and at 137, out at 138. I'm looking for that break in 142. Just pushed a little bit too hard there. A little too high. In at 140, out at 136. I'm trying to time that breakout. So we don't quite get it. Oh, next 1 minute candle next 1 minute candle to open here. We're gonna see the breakout now. We're gonna punch through 142. Okay, got the nice breakout. Beautiful 10 cents there. That was a really good trade. That was a really good trade. That was 11 cents for the 1 minute candle to make a new high and breakout of 141, which was the previous halt level. So kind of just treating that as a normal breakout pattern. Now we're up to 150, and this is where, you know, we're going to get pinned to the halt level, then we pull back, then we pin, and then we pull back, and then we pin and pull back, but never really halting. So it was a little challenging. Did have a couple more trades in there. Let's see. I think I had a trade in here. Yeah, so it looks like I timed the dip. So we had the halt down, dip. That would have been a panic dip. By 1 minute candle, make a new high. Boom. 1 minute candle to make a new high. Good setup there. In at 141, out at 153. So overall, pretty decent. If you guys want to check out the rest of the archive, that will be available on MMU using the link down in the description. But yeah, I mean, made back the loss yesterday, but still small green on the week. Hopefully finish this week strong now that Dash Trader is working, and I can use my normal system that I've been working and using. So yeah, so thank you for tuning in for the video. If you guys drop that like button and hit that subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you part of the community, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.